Today, the world is commemorating the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, a Nazi extermination camp in occupied Poland. At least 1 million people, mostly Jews, were murdered there, and the camp became a symbol of the Holocaust. NBC's Jay Gray reports on today's observances from Auschwitz.
Well, it is, as you would expect, a somber, a very solemn day here at Auschwitz. 50 survivors back, remembering 80 years ago the liberation of this death camp, and here to share their stories with the world to make sure that this type of bigotry and hatred, they say, never happens again. They are joined by world leaders, dignitaries from 50 or more countries gathering here, including King Charles. But during the ceremony today, you don't see any of the politicians or the leaders stepping to the podium to speak. On this day, that is a privilege that is only given to survivors to share those stories, and their voices are fading. There are not nearly as many survivors as we've seen in the past, and they are driven to be here to tell those stories, to give those firsthand accounts of the horrors inside this camp, but also to make sure that future generations can learn from what they experienced and what they are sharing. But they'll also be very quick to tell you that they come here as well to honor the memories of those who didn't have the chance they had to walk out of these camps, didn't have the chance at a full life as they have had. They say that it's important to remember those who died inside these death camps. Here in Auschwitz, over 1,200,000 or more of those children who were murdered inside this camp. So that is what drives so many to come back on the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. That's the latest from here at Auschwitz. I'm Jay Gray. Now back to you.
And tonight, the St. Louis Kaplan Feldman Holocaust Museum will hold a free lecture in honor of Holocaust Remembrance Day. A fourth-generation descendant of a Holocaust survivor will reflect on his great-grandmother's experiences. That begins at 7 p.m.